What if a single penny could make you rich? Some 1-cent coins are so rare, they're worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. In this video, we'll reveal the top 5 ultra-rare 1-cent coins, their amazing history, and jaw-dropping values. Watch till the end, one could be in your pocket. Let me tell you the story of this amazing coin. The 1960s were a busy time for the US Mint. In 1965, there was a big coin shortage. To fix it, the Mint made some big changes. One thing they did was remove the mint marks from all coins. That means coins made in different cities like Philadelphia or Denver didn't have their usual small letters. This rule continued into 1966. So all 1966 pennies have no mint mark, no matter where they were made. This already makes them a little special. But something else happened that year. Because of the high demand and pressure to make lots of coins quickly, mistakes happened. These mistakes, also called errors, are what make some 1966 pennies so valuable today. These aren't just any small mistakes, they are rare, hard to find, and collectors love them. Let's talk about what kind of errors make these coins worth so much. The first big one is called a double die. This happens when the design on the coin is stamped more than once by accident. You might see the letters or numbers on the front of the coin look like they have a shadow or are doubled. On the 1966 penny, you can sometimes see doubling on words like, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," or even on the numbers and the date. Some of these double die pennies have sold for thousands of dollars. One very clean example in mint condition sold for more than $15,000. Another valuable error is when the coin is struck off-center. This means the penny wasn't lined up correctly when it was made. You'll notice part of the design is missing, and one side might be blank. The more off-center it is, the more valuable it becomes, especially if the date is still visible. A 1966 penny that was struck over 60% off-center once sold for $8,500. Now here's where things get really crazy. Some 1966 pennies were made on the wrong kind of metal planchet. That means the metal piece used to make the coin wasn't the right one. A few were struck on dime or nickel blanks, and some were even silver-colored instead of copper. These coins are super rare and very exciting to collectors. One 1966 penny struck on a silver dime blank sold for more than $28,000. Another rare error with a double die and wrong metal sold for $85,000. And yes, one example reportedly sold for $110,000 in a private sale. That's one of the most valuable pennies in US history. There are also 1966 pennies with what's called a clipped planchet. That means the coin has a piece missing, like someone took a bite out of it. If the clip is clean and the date is still visible, these can be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on the condition. But even without an error, if you have a 1966 penny that looks brand new and shiny, it might still be valuable. That's because pennies from that time have usually turned brown or dull over the years. But if you find one in perfect condition, we call that red. In the coin world, it could be worth a lot. One 1966 penny in MS67 plus red condition sold for $13,800. That's almost $14,000 for a regular-looking penny, just because it was in great shape. So now you're probably wondering, how do I find one of these valuable coins? It's actually pretty simple. Start by looking through your old coins at home. Focus on pennies from 1966. Use a magnifying glass or a coin loupe if you can. Check for anything strange: doubled letters, weird shapes, off-center designs, or silver color instead of copper. Weighing the coin can also help. A normal 1966 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it might be a wrong planchet error. If you think you found something special, don't try to clean it. That can lower the value. Instead, take it to a coin expert or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can tell you exactly what you have and how much it's worth. A certified coin with a high grade or confirmed error can sell for a lot more money than one that isn't certified. So the next time you're digging through your spare change or old piggy bank, keep an eye out for 1966 pennies. You might just have one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever made. One tiny mistake at the mint could now be worth a small fortune in your hands. Think about it, people throw away pennies all the time. But one of those could be worth more than a brand new car or a year of college. All because of a tiny detail that most people never notice. That's why coin collecting is so exciting. You never know what you're going to find. A small, simple coin could hold a huge secret. And it could change your life. So check your change, go through your coin jars, and look closely at every 1966 penny you find. Because you never know, you might be holding a $110,000 treasure without even knowing it. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll be sharing more videos about rare and valuable coins you might already have. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found an old coin with a strange look. Maybe you have something valuable too. Let's talk about what makes the 1972 Lincoln penny so special. In 1972, the U.S. Mint made a lot of pennies. Billions, in fact. Most of them were normal, nothing special. But a few had a big mistake. This mistake happened during the stamping process when the design was pressed onto the coin. On some coins, the design was stamped twice by accident. But the second stamp didn't land in the exact same spot. So the letters and numbers look like they have a shadow. This is called a double die. You don't need a magnifying glass to see it. The doubling is big and easy to spot. The words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1972, all look like they're doubled. If you see that, you might have the famous 1972 double die penny. This penny is one of the most famous era coins in U.S. history. Coin collectors love it. And they are willing to pay a lot of money for it, especially if the coin is in good shape. One of these pennies in great condition sold for $67,000 at auction. Another one sold for $88,000. And the most perfect one found, graded MS-67 red, sold for $118,000. That's one penny worth more than a house. And someone used that coin as change, not knowing what they had. The best part is, this coin is still out there. People have found these rare pennies in their homes, in jars, in rolls of coins from the bank, and even in pocket change. You don't need to be an expert to find one. You just need to know what to look for. And now that you're watching this, you'll know exactly what to check. Take a look at every 1972 penny you have. Look at the front of the coin. Focus on the words and numbers. If they look doubled or like they have shadows, you might have a double die penny. The doubling is easiest to see on the word "Liberty" and the number 2 in the date. If it looks strange, you might be holding a rare treasure. There are also other errors on 1972 pennies that are worth money. Some were struck off center, so part of the design is missing. Others have pieces missing from the edge, which are called clipped planchets. A few were even made on the wrong kind of metal, like a dime blank. These coins can also be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But the one everyone wants the most is the double die. Now you might be wondering how you can be sure if your coin is the real deal. The best way is to have it graded. You can send it to a professional coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will look at your coin, make sure it's a true error, and give it a grade. Coins with high grades, like MS-65 or MS-67, are worth the most money. The better the condition, the higher the value. And once the coin is graded, it will be easier to sell if you choose to. One important thing to remember is never clean your coin. Cleaning a coin can ruin its surface and lower its value. Even if it looks dirty or old, leave it as it is. A natural-looking coin is worth much more than a cleaned one. So handle your coin gently and store it safely. Now imagine this. You go through your old coin jar and find a 1972 penny. You look closely and see the letters are doubled. You send it in to be graded, and it comes back as a true double die in great condition. Then you put it up for sale and someone buys it for $88,000. That's real money. That's money that can pay off debt, buy a car, or even put a down payment on a home. And all of it came from one tiny copper penny. That's the magic of coin collecting. It's like a hidden treasure hunt, and the best part is, the treasure is already in your house. You don't need to dig or travel. You just need to open a drawer, a box, or a piggy bank. It could be hiding right under your nose. The 1972 double die penny is not just a rare coin. It's a chance. A real chance to turn something ordinary into something amazing. So now that you know what to look for, start checking your coins. Check every 1972 penny you find. Share this video with your family and friends, because they might have won too and not even know it. These coins are still out there. And the next person to find one might be you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I have more videos coming soon about rare coins, valuable errors, and cool coin stories. Leave a comment below if you've ever found an old coin or if you plan to check your change now. I'd love to hear your story. Back in 1969, the US Mint was making millions and millions of pennies. These were Lincoln cents, the same design we still see today. Lincoln's face on the front, and at that time, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. The ones made in Denver have a small D under the date. That D means the coin was made at the Denver Mint. Most of these coins are very common. People use them every day. But once in a while, something went wrong during the coin-making process. When coins are made, they get stamped with a design. If something goes wrong and the design is stamped more than once but in the wrong position, the letters and numbers can look like they are doubled. That's called a double die. Some 1969 D pennies have this rare mistake. Now, the most famous 1969 double die penny actually has no mint mark. That one came from the Philadelphia Mint. But some collectors believe that certain 1969 D pennies may show signs of doubling or other rare errors that make them special and very valuable too. On top of that, some of the 1969 D pennies have been found in amazing condition, almost perfect. These coins are called high grade, like MS-66 or MS-67. When a coin looks brand new even after more than 50 years, it becomes a collector's dream. Some 1969 D pennies with top grades and rare features have sold for huge prices. One sold for over $70,000. Another sold for $89,000. And the highest sale so far? An incredible $133,000. That's for one penny. A 1-cent coin that someone may have carried in their pocket or had sitting in a drawer. So how can you find one of these special pennies? First, look at every 1969 penny you find. Check for the little D under the date. Then look closely at the front of the coin. Look at the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1969. If the letters or numbers look like they have shadows or are doubled, that's a sign of a possible double die. You don't even need a magnifying glass to see it if it's a strong double. The doubling is bold and easy to spot. But even if you don't see doubling, your 1969 D penny might still be valuable. If it looks very clean, shiny, and brand new, that's a good sign. Coins like this are called red because of their original copper color. If your penny still has that bright red shine and no scratches or wear, it could be worth getting checked. There are also other errors to watch for. Some coins are struck off-center, meaning part of the design is missing. Some have pieces clipped off the edge. Others might be struck on the wrong kind of metal. These are all called mint errors, and collectors pay big money for them. A 1969 D penny with an error in high grade could be worth thousands. Add in a rare error in perfect condition. That's when you hit the big numbers: $70,000, $89,000, or even $133,000. If you think you have something special, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can ruin the surface and drop the value fast. Just leave it as it is. Your next step is to send it to a coin grading service. Two of the best are PCGS and NGC. They'll look at your coin, check for errors, and give it a grade. If your coin gets a high grade or has a confirmed error, then you might have something very valuable. You can then sell it at an auction or to a collector. You may be thinking, what are the chances I really have one? Well, people find rare coins all the time. Sometimes they're in a box of old change. Sometimes they're in a roll of coins from the bank. Some people even get them as change at the store. And most of the time, the person who spent that rare coin had no idea what it was worth. That's why this is so exciting. You don't need to be a coin expert or have a big collection. You just need to know what to look for. Now that you know, you're already ahead of most people. Just imagine the moment. You find a 1969 penny in your old collection. You check the front, and the letters look a little strange. You send it in for grading. A few weeks later, you find out your coin is worth over $89,000. Or maybe even $133,000. That kind of thing has happened before. It could happen again. And it could happen to you. So start checking your coins. Look through your change, your jars, your old boxes. Tell your friends and family too. Who knows? One of you might have a rare coin sitting around right now and not even know it. These coins are still out there. They haven't all been found. And the next one could be in your hand. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more coin stories just like this one. I'll be sharing more videos about rare coins that could be hiding in your home. Drop a comment below if you've ever found an old coin or if you're going to start checking your pennies now. You never know, the next person to find a $133,000 penny might be you.